The boxers have been given their instructions. The seconds are out. The crowd is ready for another edition of Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing with your presenter, the boxing historian, Greg Rashid.
Well, I want to say sweaty cup to everyone out there, which means hello and Thai. This is Greg Rashid, your boxing historian, with another edition of the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast. You might hear some construction in the background. They're building a condo across from us, but you should be able to hear me. That's the main thing. You'll hear the Knockout Nigel and everyone else that's on the program today. But we're going to have a great show, as we always do. And if you're new to the program, and you got to be a boxing fan if you're listening to the program, so I'll just tell you what we do here. We do fantasy fights. And since you're a boxing fan, I know you always sit around and wonder, what would happen if Muhammad Ali fought Mike Tyson? What would happen if Tyson Fury fought Mike Tyson? I know you do that. You sit around with your buddies or just wonder to yourself. And so that's what we do on here. We use various gaming programs, be it computer games, card and dice games. Today we'll be using Title Bout 2, PC game created by Jim Trunza. But we use other games on here, be it Legends of Boxing 2 PC game. We do Glory Days Boxing. And we'll do at some point Main Events Boxing by Downing Games. But we have fun here. And also from time to time, we interview boxers, authors who's written books about boxing, and we do boxing history, current events in boxing, and at the end of the program, and we call this our boxing variety show, we play music. But we're going to get to our main event today. And I want to thank Dean Martin Ryan. That's his name, Dean Martin Ryan. I think he's from Britain. He's our promoter today. He suggested we ought to have marvelous Marvin Hagler versus Carlos Monzón. So we're going to do that today. And we're going to have, as our commentator, as always, the amazing, the one and only Knockout Nigel. So take it away, Knockout.
Cheers. This is Knockout Nigel, your humble commentator, reporting live from the TD Garden in Boston for a highly anticipated middleweight bout between two legendary fighters, Marvin "Marvelous" Hagler and Carlos Monzón. Both men have a storied history in the ring, with Hagler renowned for his southpaw stance, relentless aggression, and granite chin. He reigned as the undisputed middleweight champion from 1980 to 1987, delivering memorable bouts and knockouts. Monzón, on the other hand, hailed from Argentina and was known for his stoic demeanor, incredible stamina, and an iron will. He defended his middleweight titles successfully for 7 years, from 1970 to 1977, defeating all challengers. Tonight, these two titans clash in a fight that promises to be an all-out war. Let me take a swig of bubbly now before we proceed. The opening bell rings and both fighters come out cautiously, sizing each other up. Monzón throws the first punch, a sharp two-point jab with his left hand, which lands cleanly on Hagler's face. Monzón moves in close, clinching Hagler to negate his power. Hagler pushes him away and fires back with a powerful three-point jab, also with his left hand, snapping Monzón's head back. Monzón quickly clinches again, trying to disrupt Hagler's rhythm. Monzón breaks free and lands a quick two-point combination, ending with a right hook. Hagler responds with a solid three-point hook, delivered with his right hand, that sends Monzón reeling. Hagler follows up with a vicious uppercut, scoring another 4 points. That was a clean shot. Hagler is moving around the ring now, looking to establish his position. Monzón swings an uppercut, but misses, and Hagler counters with a sharp two-point jab. Monzón attempts a hook, but misses again, allowing Hagler to land a three-point combination. Monzón fires back with a strong three-point uppercut just before the round ends. The crowd is on their feet, cheering for both fighters as they head to their corners. Round 1 points. Scored, Hagler, 15, Monzón, 7. The bell rings for round 2, and Monzón starts aggressively, throwing an uppercut that narrowly misses Hagler. Hagler takes advantage of the miss, stepping in to land a clean left jab, scoring 4 points. Hagler follows up with a crisp right cross, again scoring 4 points. Monzón is visibly shaken. Hagler presses the attack, landing another right cross, this time scoring 5 points as Monzón stumbles back. Monzón clinches to recover, holding on tight. The referee breaks them up, and Monzón lands a quick two-point hook to Hagler's ribs. Both fighters are now maneuvering for position in the center of the ring. Monzón swings a wild right cross, missing by inches, and follows it up with a flurry of punches. But Hagler slips most of them. Hagler counters with a beautiful left cross, scoring another 5 points, and Monzón's knees buckle from the impact. Monzón's nostril is now split, blood trickling down his face. Both fighters receive a warning from the referee for dirty fighting. Hagler ends the round with a solid two-point hook to Monzón's jaw. Round 2 points scored. Hagler, 20. Monzón, 2. Round 3. Round 3 begins with Monzón clinching immediately, trying to slow down Hagler's momentum. Hagler breaks free and lands a sharp left jab, scoring 3 points. Monzón retaliates with a quick two-point combination, landing a right hook to Hagler's ribs. Monzón attempts an uppercut, but misses, and Hagler seizes the opportunity to clinch and catch his breath. Back in the center, Hagler scores a solid 4-point hook with his right hand, getting Monzón's attention. Monzón is warned by the referee for hitting on the break and loses a point for a flagrant foul. Hagler continues to move around the ring, looking to establish his position. Monzón clinches again, holding on tight. The referee separates them, and Hagler lands another clean 3-point hook just before the bell. Round 3 points scored. Hagler, 10, Monzón, 2. The bell rings for round 4, and Monzón comes out firing, landing a powerful right cross for 3 points. Hagler shakes it off and responds with a thunderous left cross, scoring 5 points and causing Monzón to stagger. Hagler misses with a follow-up cross, and Monzón counters with a quick 2-point uppercut. Hagler steps back, regains his composure, and lands another crushing right cross, scoring 5 points and leaving Monzón stunned. Monzón swings wildly with a right cross, but misses, and Hagler counters with a 2-point combination, ending with a left hook. Monzón attempts a hook, but misses again. He moves around the ring, trying to find his footing. Hagler clinches to slow things down, and both fighters are warned for excessive holding. Hagler lands a quick left hook, scoring 2 points, followed by another right hook, scoring 5 points. Monzón is clearly struggling as the round ends, with Hagler firmly in control. Round 4 points scored. Hagler, 20, Monzón, 7. The partisan crowd is giving a standing ovation to their hometown favorite, marvelous Marvin Hagler. And I must say that this Boston bubbly is really hitting the spot. The touch of lobster and baked bean flavor make a perfect blend for bubbly. I must tell my Liverpool brewmasters to add these ingredients to their future bubbly batches. Hagler comes out strong in round 5, missing with a wild right cross. Monzón seizes the opportunity, landing a solid right cross for 2 points. Monzón moves around the ring, trying to find his rhythm. Hagler lands a quick 2-point left hook. Monzón responds with a combination, scoring 5 points and rocking Hagler. Hagler regains his composure and lands a 4-point combination, ending with a right uppercut. Monzón misses with a jab and moves around the ring, trying to find his range. The fighters exchange punches in the center of the ring, with Hagler landing a 2-point uppercut and a 2-point right cross just before the bell. Round 5 points scored. Hagler, 10, Monzón, 7. Monzón comes out firing in round 6, landing a solid 3-point right hook. He misses with an uppercut, but follows up with a 2-point left hook. Monzón lands a jab, scoring 5 points and knocking Hagler into the far ropes. Monzón clinches to prevent a counterattack. Monzón lands a 3-point uppercut and a jab, scoring another 5 points and knocking Hagler into the far ropes again. Hagler's left eye shows minor swelling. Monzón lands a solid right cross, scoring 4 points, and continues his relentless attack with a 3-point cross. Monzón is warned for rabbit punching and headbutting. He lands another right cross, scoring 4 points, and finishes the round with a strong 3-point cross. Round 6 points scored. Hagler, 0, Monzón, 28. Monzón put on a show in round 6. He had Hagler out on his feet from my vantage point. I suspect if this was not in Boston, the referee would have stopped the proceedings and awarded the technical knockout win to Monzón. Be that as it may, that is only my speculation. Monzón starts round 7 with a solid 3-point right hook. Hagler clinches, trying to slow down Monzón's momentum. Hagler lands a 2-point right cross. Monzón lands a partially blocked hook for 1 point and follows up with a combination, scoring 5 points and stunning Hagler. The fighters exchange punches in the center of the ring, with Hagler landing a 2-point combination. Monzón clinches again, and Hagler lands a right hook, scoring 4 points. Hagler follows up with a combination, scoring 4 points, and another right hook, scoring 4 points. Hagler clinches to end the round. Round 7 points scored. Hagler, 16, Monzón, 11. Monzón lands a 2-point left hook to start round 8. He follows up with a right cross, scoring 5 points and knocking Hagler into the near ropes. Monzón clinches, and both fighters are warned for excessive holding. Monzón misses with a cross and lands a jab, scoring 4 points. Hagler lands a solid right hook, scoring 5 points and buckling Monzón's knees. The fighters exchange punches in the center of the ring, with Hagler landing a jab, scoring 5 points and stunning Monzón. Monzón lands a 2-point uppercut and misses with a cross. Hagler counters with a 2-point jab just before the bell. Round 8 points scored. Hagler, 12, Monzón, 14. Hagler starts round 9 cautiously, moving around the ring to find his position. Monzón lands a solid 3-point right cross and follows up with a 2-point jab. Monzón misses with a combination, and Hagler counters with a jab. Monzón clinches and lands a 3-point jab. Monzón misses with another combination, and Hagler counters with a 4-point combination, ending the round with a clean shot. Round 9 points scored. Hagler, 4, Monzón, 9. The pace slowed down in the 9th. The boys are pacing themselves for the championship rounds. But I will not pace myself from having another sip of bubbly. I do feel a little gassy. Maybe it's the baked beans in the bubbly. Monzón lands a partially blocked hook for 1 point to start round 10. Hagler steps in and lands a brutal right uppercut, scoring 5 points. Monzón stumbles backward into the ropes. Hagler presses the attack, landing a left hook, scoring another 5 points. Hagler steps in and lands another uppercut, scoring 5 points, and follows up with a cross, scoring another 5 points. Monzón is in trouble. The referee steps in and stops the fight at 2:22 of round 10. The winner by technical knockout is Marvin Hagler. Monzón and his team are up in arms. They are saying Monzón was not hurt. Monzón claims he was resting on the ropes and the blows were hitting his elbows. I don't know about that because Hagler's right uppercut snapped Monzón's head back in such a way that it looked like it would fly into the crowd. I do feel Monzón deserved a standing 8. Hagler was also out on his feet earlier in this bout, but the ref never stepped in. Sounds like a hometown stoppage to me. I must go into the ring now to talk to the referee about the stoppage. Oh my God! My stomach is rumbling. I got to rush to the restroom before I have a bodily explosion. I will now return you to our Bangkok studio. This is Knockout Nigel. Cheers. Hey, does anyone have a diaper? A deluge of feces is about to engulf my pants. Do one of you ring card girls have a diaper? Help.
A deluge of feces? Oh my God. Knockout. What can I say? I mean, anyway, we'll talk about the fight. We'll deal with knockout later. But anyway, I could see that happening. Hagler beating Monzón, and it'd be kind of controversial. It's easy for me to say, controversial. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that fight. And again, I want to thank Dean Martin Ryan. Everybody loves somebody. No, not that Dean Martin. Another Dean Martin. And you too, like Dean Martin Ryan, can be a promoter. Just wherever you listen to this program, be it on YouTube, Facebook, or like a lot of people who listen every Sunday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time on KUHSdenver.com, wherever you listen to the program, just drop me a line and say, I want these two fighters to get it on. I want this to happen. And I'll be more than happy to put the fighters on. But we're going to get to right now some boxing history. And this is Jessica, your martial arts champion, with boxing history for the week.
This is Jessica, your martial arts champion, with your boxing history for the week of December 8th through 14. December 8th, 2007. Floyd Mayweather Jr. defended his WBC and ring welterweight titles, defeating Ricky Hatton. December 9th, 1955. Sugar Ray Robinson joined the exclusive group of fighters who have been world champion 3 or more times in one division. December 10th, 1958, Archie Moore knocked out Yvon Durell to retain his world light heavyweight title in what many consider to be one of the greatest fights in boxing history. December 11th, 1981, Muhammad Ali's last fight. He would lose a 10-round unanimous decision to future WBC world heavyweight champion Trevor Berbick. December 12th, 1968, Nicolino Loc won the World Junior Welterweight Championship, knocking out Paul Fuji. December 13th, 1981, Muhammad Ali announced his retirement from boxing. December 14th, 1967, Hiroshi Kobayashi dropped Yoshiaki Numata 4 times before knocking him out to win the world title in the first world title fight in history between 2 Japanese fighters. Turki Al-Sheikh, the head of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, GEA, purchased Ring magazine from Oscar de la Hoya for $10 million in November 2024. Al-Sheikh is a Saudi royal court advisor. De la Hoya, the founder and CEO of Golden Boy Promotions, bought the magazine in 2007. He sold it to Al-Sheikh after the digital format became very successful, even though the magazine stopped printing. Al-Sheikh has plans to restore the magazine's relevancy and validity, including bringing back the print version after a 2-year hiatus, making the magazine available in the US and UK, creating a new mobile app digitizing the magazine's entire archive, selling Ring magazine merchandise, planning an annual awards ceremony. Al-Sheikh has said that the magazine will be completely independent and have no connections to Riyadh season.
It may have a little connection, but anyway, I was happy to hear that. Thank you, Jessica, for those for the history and also the latest news. And now, Ring magazine is one, and I have some old Ring magazines here in Thailand. That's one of my favorite magazines ever. I love Ring Magazine. I'm so happy because I've been looking at it online for a number of years, but I'm glad they're going to have a printed copy again. I love it. I know it's going to be superb. I'm looking forward to it. You know, I saw Doug Fisher, who's the editor of the magazine. He did an interview with him, and what he's planning, man, it's going to be spectacular. I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, and maybe we can get on a program sometime. I'd like to get Doug on here. But anyway, we got another fight. You know, Knockout Nigel, after his experience with the previous fight, he's cleaned himself up. And we have a fight. This is a local fight for you folks that are listening in Denver, in Colorado, on KUHSdenver.com. And this is Denver's own, the one and only Stevie Johnston versus Joel Casamayor. Lightweight fighters. This ought to be a real dandy one. So take it away, Knockout.
Cheers. This is Knockout Nigel, your humble commentator, coming to you live from the electric atmosphere of the Denver Coliseum in Denver, Colorado. What a setting we have tonight as the local lad, Stevie Johnston, steps into the ring against the formidable Joel Casamayor. The crowd here is nothing short of raucous, solidly behind their hometown hero. You can feel the energy buzzing in the air. Before we get into the action, let's take a closer look at our two combatants. First, Joel El Chapilo Casamayor, a Cuban southpaw, known for his slick counterpunching style and razor-sharp defense. Casamayor's professional record boasts 27 wins with just one defeat. A former Olympic gold medalist, he brings the kind of technical precision that only comes with years of elite competition. Watch for his crisp left hand and his ability to turn defensive moments into explosive counters. Now Stevie Lil But Bad Johnston, a proud Denver native with a professional record of 33 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. Johnston is a switch hitter, but he prefers to do most of his work out of the orthodox stance. He's known for his relentless work rate, superb ring generalship, and a sharp jab that keeps opponents guessing. Johnston thrives on pressure, and in front of his hometown crowd, he'll be looking to give his fans a performance to remember. Referee Joe Cortez will be officiating tonight's 12-round lightweight contest, scored using the 10-point must system by judges Bobby Grasso, Lou Hall, and Barbara Roach. Right then, gloves are touched, and here we go. Round 1 is underway. Round 1. The fight begins with Johnston taking the initiative, stepping in aggressively, and establishing control early. He moves swiftly, applying pressure with quick jabs and calculated combinations. Casamayor keeps his guard tight, staying cautious, but Johnston finds an opening and lands a clean hook. Casamayor counters with a sharp right hand, showing he's not here to be bullied. Both fighters display good footwork, circling each other and probing for weaknesses. Johnston's quick hands give him the edge in exchanges, though Casamayor remains composed, landing a solid counterpunch near the round's end. Round 2, Johnston comes out looking confident, staying light on his feet and throwing sharp, crisp punches. He connects with a stiff jab, keeping Casamayor on the defensive. Casamayor starts to open up, slipping inside and landing a few body shots, trying to slow Johnston's rhythm. Johnston responds with a flurry of punches, some slipping through Casamayor's guard. The pace picks up as both fighters engage in spirited exchanges. Johnston's accuracy stands out, landing cleaner shots, though Casamayor's counters are effective enough to remind Johnston not to get too comfortable. Round 3, Casamayor begins to press the action more, stepping in closer to negate Johnston's speed. He lands a strong left hand, briefly catching Johnston off balance. Johnston adjusts, using his footwork to create angles and fire off quick combinations. Casamayor shows his defensive skills, slipping and blocking many of Johnston's attacks, but he eats a heavy right hook that brings a roar from the crowd. Casameo fights back with determination, landing a sneaky uppercut during a close exchange. Johnston stays composed, finishing the round with a few well-timed jabs. Round 4, Johnston takes control again, stepping forward confidently and working behind his jab. He lands a crisp left hook that snaps Casamayor's head back, drawing cheers from the audience. Casamayor absorbs the shot and answers with a sharp counter-right, but Johnston is relentless, following up with a combination that backs Casamayor into the ropes. Casamayor tries to clinch, but Johnston breaks free and lands a punishing uppercut. Casamayor responds with a hard body shot, trying to slow Johnston down, but Johnston's speed and accuracy continue to give him the edge. Round 5, Casamayor begins the round with a more aggressive approach, pressing forward and targeting Johnston's body. He lands a solid hook to the ribs, forcing Johnston to backpedal briefly. Johnston regains control, using his jab to maintain distance and setting up a sharp right cross that lands cleanly. Casamayor refuses to back down, engaging in a spirited exchange in the center of the ring. Johnston lands the cleaner punches in the exchange, but Casamayor's determination is evident as he continues to press forward, landing a solid left hand just before the bell. Round 6, Johnston comes out firing, landing a quick combination that forces Casamayor to cover up. He follows up with a hard uppercut that rocks Casamayor, who backs into the ropes. Sensing an opportunity, Johnston unleashes a barrage of punches, but Casamayor defends well, slipping and blocking enough shots to avoid serious damage. Casamayor fights back, landing a strong right hook to Johnston's jaw, momentarily slowing his momentum. Johnston remains in control, however, using his jab to set up powerful hooks and crosses that find their mark. The round ends with both fighters trading punches, but Johnston's dominance is clear. Round 7, Casamayor shows more urgency, stepping in aggressively and throwing combinations to the head and body. Johnston stays calm under pressure, using his footwork to evade most of the shots and countering with precision. He lands a perfectly timed straight right that visibly shakes Casamayor. Johnston presses the attack, landing a series of punches that backs Casamayor into the corner. Casamayor responds with a gritty effort, fighting his way out of trouble and landing a solid left hook to Johnston's temple. Johnston remains the more accurate fighter, though, consistently landing clean shots and controlling the pace. Round 8, the intensity picks up as both fighters engage in more frequent exchanges. Johnston continues to rely on his speed and accuracy, landing sharp jabs and combinations that frustrate Casamayor. Casamayor, however, refuses to be outdone, stepping in with powerful hooks to the body and occasional counters to the head. Johnston lands a particularly hard right cross, drawing ooze from the crowd, but Casamayor responds with a looping left hand that catches Johnston off guard. The back-and-forth action keeps the crowd on their feet, with Johnston edging the exchanges thanks to his cleaner punches. Round 9, Casamayor seems determined to turn the tide, starting the round aggressively and targeting Johnston's body with hooks and uppercuts. He lands a few solid shots, but Johnston counters with a stiff jab that halts his momentum. Johnston starts to dictate the action again, using his superior footwork to create angles and land clean combinations. Casamayor keeps coming forward, landing a heavy left hand during an exchange, but Johnston absorbs it well and fires back with a powerful uppercut. The round ends with both fighters trading punches in the center of the ring, neither willing to give an inch. Round 10, Johnston steps up the pace, throwing quick combinations and landing a sharp hook that forces Casamayor to retreat momentarily. Casamayor regroups and comes back with a vengeance, landing a hard right hand that momentarily stuns Johnston. Johnston recovers quickly, using his jab to keep Casameo at bay and setting up another crisp combination. Casameo shows his toughness, absorbing the shots and pressing forward, landing a clean uppercut in close quarters. Johnston remains the sharper fighter, consistently landing the cleaner punches, but Casameo's grit keeps him in the fight. Round 11, both fighters are showing signs of fatigue, but the action doesn't slow down. Johnston continues to work behind his jab, landing precise combinations that keep Casameo on the defensive. Casameo fights back with determination, landing a strong left hook that forces Johnston to step back. Johnston regains control, using his speed to outmaneuver Casameo and land a hard right hand that snaps his opponent's head back. Casameo stays in the fight, throwing wild punches in an attempt to turn the tide, but Johnston's defense holds up and he lands a sharp counter just before the bell. Round 12, the final round, begins with both fighters leaving it all in the ring. Johnston comes out aggressively, throwing quick combinations and landing a clean left hook that shakes Casameo. Casameo, knowing he needs something big to win, presses forward with everything he has, landing a few solid shots to Johnston's body and head. Johnston remains composed, countering effectively and landing the sharper punches. As the round progresses, Johnston takes control, landing a series of clean combinations that keep Casameo on the back foot. The fight ends with both men exchanging punches in the center of the ring, bringing the crowd to their feet. Before we get the decision, you may notice that I did not have any bubbly for this fight. In my last commentary in Boston, I had some bubbly that did not sit well with my stomach. It tasted great, but the mixture of lobster and beans in the bubbly caused me to soil my pants. So my physician in Liverpool, Dr. Lance Boyle, suggested I lay off the bubbly for this fight. I don't want to make another spectacle of myself, especially in front of the ring card girls. After 12 grueling rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Bobby Grasso scores the bout 114, 112. Lou Hall scores it 115, 114. And Barbara Roach scores it 115, 113. For the winner by unanimous decision. Stevie Johnston. The crowd erupts. Johnston raises his arms in triumph, soaking in the adulation of his hometown fans. What a fight. What a night, here at the Denver Coliseum. I will now return you to our Bangkok studio. This is Knockout Nigel. Cheers.
It's good to hear Knockout Nigel was not drinking every bubbly. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that fight. I knew Stevie, very nice guy. You know, and I really think he should be in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Look at his record. He was one of the best lightweight champions of the 90s. And just look at his record. And look at some of this. If you've never seen Stevie Johnston fight, look at some of his fights on YouTube. I mean, he was something. He was tough. He was little but bad. You know, a nice guy. You know, really, I hope he's in at least the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame. I have to check that. But definitely, I hope one day he gets in the International Boxing Hall of Fame, because he's a good fight. He's a legend. He was something. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that fight. And if you want to promote a fight, just, like I said before, drop me a line wherever you listen to the program. I'll be more than happy to put a fight on, because there's so many fights we can come up with. The only thing I say is that I don't have access to some of the current fighters. I do have, like, Usyk, Tyson Fury, Devin Haney. I do have some, Bivol, folks like that I do have, but some of the newer ones I may not have, but try anyway. Just drop me a line and let me know. And also, if you want to become a Patreon of the site, go to Ringside Fantasy Fights and News on patreon.com. And, give us, $1, whatever you can do a month, so we can keep the show going, get a better mic, equipment, just everything. Get some more bubbly for a knockout. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that. But now we're going to change over to our variety part of the program where we do music of the Boxing Variety Show. And right now, we're going to start off with, I think we'll do Lush Grooves and Smoke. So let's hear that on the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast. Right. Man, I haven't played any art ensemble Chicago, I don't think ever. I mean, I love them, but if I played them, it had to be like maybe 20 years ago on a radio station. I mean, they are something. And that's the art ensemble of Chicago, and that was Nona. And before that, on the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast, we did Adam McDougall, and that was Q Train. Then we did Trek Tribe, and that was Squirmworm. Say that 10 times straight. Squirmworm, Squirmworm. Anyway, and before that, we did Lish Grooves and Smoke. And I hope you enjoyed that music on the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast. But we're getting ready to get out of here right now. And I'm just so happy again to always do these programs for you. And I thank all the folks who send in little emails and just let me know how they feel about the program. Makes you feel good. Let you know that people are listening, and they're looking also on YouTube. I really appreciate that. But again, this is Greg Rashid. Go in love and go in peace. Help someone along the way. And when you wake up in the morning, get up, get out of that bed, look in that mirror, give yourself a big hug, and say, I love myself. If you're sight impaired, get up, hug yourself, big squeeze of hug, and say, I love myself. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't do anything. You can't help anyone because you can't help yourself because you don't care about yourself. So do what you can to love yourself, and then do what you can to help your community. Whatever it may be, wherever you are, if you're on a country road, trailer park, in a condo, gated community, wherever you are, do what you can to help. Because we're all in this together. People may think that there's differences with folks, but we're all the same. We all got to do the same thing. We live, pay taxes, and then we move on to the next life. So the thing is, do what you can, and to make it a better place. There are wars and rumors of wars, and you have to do something. That's a little bit. We can't solve all the problems, but if you start just in your little area, by just doing something, just a little teensy weeny bit, that's more than enough. But again, this is Greg Rashid. I want to thank you today. Hope you have a great day and the rest of the week, and we'll see you next time on the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast. Take care.
Thanks for tuning in. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thanks, and have a great day.